Hello, welcome back to Animated Literacy. This is session 4 of the basic lesson plans that are included in the Story Song and Action Book. In session 1, we used Are You Sleeping, Brother John as a context for rapidly introducing sounds, beginning with the children's names and then moving on to the names and gestures of the Animated Literacy characters. In session 2, we spent an entire lesson introducing Polly Panda with her complete story and her complete song and gesture. Then in lesson 3, we introduced Uncle Upton with his sound and gesture and his song. And now in lesson 4, we're going to be combining the sounds of Uncle Upton and Polly Panda to read and write the word up, and to draw a picture of a pup, and to read and write the word pup. As with all of our lessons, we're going to begin with a review that works with identifying sounds and blending sounds. So beginning with Polly Panda, if the children are painting, we would sing Frere Jacques this way. Are you painting? Are you painting? Polly Panda, Polly Panda. Polly's bells are saying, Polly's bells are saying, ping pong, ping, ping pong, ping. And when we do that, when the children go consonant, how do they know that? Because we introduced the song The Farmer in the Dell, and in The Farmer in the Dell, the farmer has a partner, the wife has a partner, the child has a partner. Everyone gets a partner except for the cheese, and the cheese stands alone. So the children are taught that our consonant sounds are like the farmer and the child and the wife and so forth, because they get a partner, and their partner is the ing and ong from Ding Dong Ding. But our vowels are like the cheese. They don't get a partner, they stand alone. So when we produce a sound by itself in Frere Jacques, the children go vowel. When we produce a sound with the partner of ing and ong, they go consonant. So let's try Uncle Upton next. Here, the children point up to Uncle Upton in his umbrella tree, and we sing it this way. Are you upside down? Are you upside down? Uncle Upton, Uncle Upton. Uncle's bells are saying, Uncle's bells are saying, And the children go vowel, because he's like the cheese. Uncle Upton is standing alone. Now we have Ike, who's riding his bike up into the sky at night. So take hold of your pedals and ride your bike. Are you riding? Are you riding? Brother Ike, Brother Ike. Ike's bells are saying, Ike's bells are saying, I. And what would the children say? Vowel. Here's Farley Fox. And Farley Fox has two gestures. We can either show him fishing, like he's doing with his back paws, or he can be playing the fiddle, like he's doing with his front paws, or we could do both. So let's go ahead and do both. Are you fishing and fiddling? Are you fishing and fiddling? Farley Fox, Farley Fox. Farley's bells are saying, Farley's bells are saying, fing fong fing, fing fong fing. Consonant. How do you know? It's got ings and ongs attached to it. Here's old Joe Crow, and he's rowing his boat home. So take hold of your oar, pull back with a great big groan, and go, oh! Are you rowing? Are you rowing? Old Joe Crow, old Joe Crow. Joe's bells are saying, Joe's bells are saying, oh, 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 oh. So we can go through as many of the sounds as we choose, but we want to do as much review as possible. Now we have a chart of all of our characters, and I can ask the children, what's the difference, what's beginning to change in our chart? Now this may be a chart, or it may be the half-size picture cards that are up on the wall, or it may be the full-size picture cards, whatever you've chosen to use in your situation. And when they first went up, they were all black and white. Well, what's happening here now? Oh, Polly Panda has been changed to color, and Uncle Upton has been changed to color. So every time we introduce a complete story and a complete song, we either cover the picture up with a color picture, or we can simply color the picture up on the wall or up on the chart. Now we want to continually go back and review. So I'm going to give you several different ways we can review our characters. I told you the story of Polly Panda. Now, from our picture book of songs and stories, you can open this book and read the story of Polly Panda. Or in this case, I've duplicated just Polly Panda and then bound it here with a chain, or you could use a ring. And these can be laminated and put in the child's bedroom, or they can be put in the classroom library so that children can start to pick them up. And at first, they'll tell the story just from memory. Then they'll start to learn to read the song as their word recognition skills and print awareness increase. And then finally, they can get to the point that they can read the story. So when you're reading the story, you can embellish the story with as many props as you have, or you can simply use the pictures that are included in the story. So if you're embellishing it, it might sound like this. In far-off China, there once lived a panda named Polly. Polly Panda wanted to go to preschool, but school was too far away for her to walk. Oh, I like the way you're showing me walking. Or to go by car, or to go by bus. Now, whenever you can, just like I did there, I'm going to stop before the end of a predictable sentence and see if the children can complete it for me, give them a moment, and then whether they complete it or not, come back with the word that fits from the story. A pilot offered to fly Polly to school in his airplane, but when they arrived, there was no place for the plane to land. So hopefully the children are now starting to fill in some of those words. So Polly Panda parachuted down to the playground of Penelope's Prim and Proper Preschool, where she joined all of the other children for their very first day of school. So now you can go ahead and depending on how much you stop and talk about the story, it may take as long as 2 minutes, or it could take a little bit longer if you spend a lot of time embellishing and talking about the story. Now, if I were doing that in a late first or second grade classroom, I could start right out by making books for the children that have all of the enlarged print songs from the Book of Songs and Stories to read. And then I could just say to the children, open your book to Polly Panda, put your finger on the page, and then I would turn on the recording of Polly Panda and start having the kids track along. So that would look something like this. Polly Panda painting purple peas. Polly paints her purple peas on pens and pizza pens. So now we can go ahead and track and then move on to the next character. And each day I can have the kids track 4 or 5 of the songs. And again, the research demonstrates that fluency comes from rereading familiar material with teacher guidance. And so that's what we're accomplishing here. Okay, yesterday we learned about Uncle Upton, and we learned his story and song. So let's just review a little bit of Uncle Upton. Now here are his sequence cards, and I just enlarged them so that they'll show up on the videotape. So we can review his story by talking about the pictures. Who is this in our picture? Who remembers? So that's Uncle Upton. Is he grown up, or is he a child? Oh, here he is as a child. And what is he doing? Oh, he's playing baseball. Why is he practicing baseball? Well, when he grows up, he wants to be a professional baseball player. But how did that work out? Did he become a professional baseball player? What did Uncle Upton do when he grew up? Well, he had a farm where he grew onions. And what did he like doing with those onions? Throwing them up in the air and catching them. Why did he especially like onions? Because onions are sometimes just as white and round, almost, as baseballs. What did he do with those onions? Well, he made his utterly delicious onion soup to sell on his farm. Well, what's going on here? Oh, he discovered that while his onions were growing underground, there was no place for the children of Upland to play baseball. So while the onions grew underground, he built a baseball field above the ground. And now the children came to play their baseball game, and they needed somebody to umpire the game by showing players were safe and out. So what's Uncle Upton doing now? Oh, he's up in his umbrella tree. Why did he go up in an umbrella tree? Well, there wasn't any place to stand behind home plate. So here he climbed up in his umbrella tree, hooked his legs over the branch, and now he's umpiring the baseball game for the children. So what's Uncle Upton's sound? Now we can go back and we can review the gestures from Uncle Upton's song. So everybody warm up your muscles and sing this back to me. Are you upside down? Are you upside down? Uncle Upton, Uncle Upton, Uncle's bells are saying, Uncle's bells are saying, Now there we reviewed his song by placing it into the context of Are You Sleeping, Brother John? Now we're going to review his song by doing it with our words to Uncle Upton's song. So here we go now for Uncle Upton. And his song goes like this. Sing it back to me. Uncle Upton's upside down. Uncle Upton's upside down. Uh-huh. Up in his umbrella tree, hanging upside down. U is for Uncle, hanging upside down. He umpires games while upside down, up in the umbrella tree. Now you could do it as I ended up doing it there, all the way through with the kids joining you and gesturing, or you can do it the way I started out, if they're at an earlier stage where I just do a phrase and then they echo it back. Now we're going to take and we're going to put Uncle Upton's sound together with Polly Panda to learn to draw. So first I would pass out all of the papers to the children, and then we talked about the power of waiting when learning to draw. So this is where we're going to begin to reinforce that concept of waiting. And I gave you the marshmallow study that showed that the children who were able to delay gratification by not eating the marshmallow that was placed in front of them until the interviewer came back and gave them 2 marshmallows, those who waited and got the 2 marshmallows were better off in school with grades and friendships, on their SAT scores, their later life. So not eating the marshmallow and waiting for a second marshmallow turned out to be a very good predictor of these children's success in life. So we want children to wait. So I use the metaphor of the marshmallow in my classroom all the time when I want children to wait. I'll go, okay, nobody eat a marshmallow. What happens when you wait? Oh, it makes you wiser. So everybody, hold your pen up in the air and don't take the cap off. Everybody wait. Now reach over with one hand, take the cap off. Turn your pen around and put the cap on the other end. Now show me when you're ready to draw the pup's eyes. And I point to my eyes so they know what we're going to draw. So everybody's pen is up in the air and they're waiting. Come most of the way up your paper and make 2 nice small circles for eyes. So now I put my pen up and wait while they draw their circles. Everybody put your pen back up. Don't eat a marshmallow. Let's wait. Make a pupil by putting a small dot inside each circle. You can put that dot wherever you like. So now I'm waiting while they put their dot. Now everybody put your pen up and show me not eating a marshmallow. Let's come down between the 2 eyes and put another circle for a nose. So now my pen is up while I'm waiting and they're drawing, and then they put their pen up to show me they're ready for the next thing. Now let's make a mouth by making 2 curves this way for our mouth. And now I'm waiting again. Now they're waiting. Let's make a tongue with a nice curve. Now let's make some whiskers. Now I'm going to make whiskers with little dots, but I'm not going to pound with my pen when I'm making my whiskers. I'm just going to make little circles and color them in so we don't ruin the tip of our pen. Now show me when you're ready for a head. So now I'm going to make a circle all around the pup's face. Oh, I like the way you're showing me waiting again. Now let's make the pup's ears. We're going to start here from the top of the scalp, all the way down to the chin, back up to the top of the scalp, all the way down to the chin. Show me when you're ready for legs. Oh, I like the way your pens are back up in the air. Let's come down across our paper and up and put a line down the middle. Show me when you're ready for paws. Oh, I like the way you're waiting with your pens up. No one's eating a marshmallow. The children also have a polite way to tattle when I have them wait. If they're lined up and they're all waiting and I pretend to look away and not pay attention to them, when I turn back, if somebody has done something wrong, instead of telling me what they did wrong, the children will go, "Mr. Stone, while you were gone, Susie ate a marshmallow." And I don't need to know what happened. Now I can talk to her and go, "Oh, that what happens if you wait, you become smarter." So I really reinforce that concept of waiting. Show me when you're ready to draw a tail. Oh, I like the way no one's eating a marshmallow. Everyone's waiting. So I'm going to come over here, come up and down for my pup's tail. Now I want everybody to know what I drew a picture of. So what are we going to call this? A pup. So everybody say the word pup. What sound did you hear first in pup? Everyone show me. Now, if nobody's showing me the sound, that's okay. I still go, "Oh, I like the way you're all showing me painting." And then they all start painting. Now let's look up at the board and we find Polly Panda. And I go, "What letter did Polly Panda use to spell her sound?" She used a letter P. So let's see how we're going to draw a P. Let's make a straight line down, go back up to the top and add a curve. So this is where I do my primary printing instruction, is as an extension of the drawing. So we draw the drawing and then we draw the letters using the same vocabulary and everything as we did for the pup. Now everybody, listen again and see if you can hear the second sound. Say pup. What came after the pup? Oh, I like the way you're all pointing up. Now we look up at the board and we find Uncle Upton and we find his letter U to spell Now let's say it once more. Pup. Oh, what did you hear last? Oh, I like the way you're painting. How did we make our P? Let's make a straight line down, come back up to the top and add a curve. Now let's put our word pup inside a circle and tie the string on so it doesn't float away. Many of our reading programs start with high-frequency sight words, and the highest frequency word in our language is the. So many programs teach the as the first word. If you're using a program that begins with the, you can teach the right here instead of having to have the little book to teach the word the. And even if you don't have little books, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and expose kids to the. So now I would say to them, when an artist completes a picture, they often give their picture a name. So let's call our picture The Pup. Now, sometimes a title is written in all capital letters. So we used lowercase, small letters here to write pup. Let's use our big or our capital letters for the. Let's make a straight line down, come back up to the top, and put a straight line on top of it for our T. The next letter in the is an H. Let's make two straight lines down and then put a straight line connecting them in the middle. And our last letter in the is E, so let's make a straight line down and then three straight lines sticking out, and that says the. So what does THE spell? The. Now we can come down here and write pup in all capital letters. Let's make a straight line down and a curve just like we did over here. Except now when we make our U, we're going to come down, curve, and our U is going to be just as tall as our P. Then we can put another P. And what does this say? The pup. Now I have the kids take their pen, hold it up, take the cap off. On the count of three, put the cap on the other end. 1, 2, 3. Hold your pen and your picture up over your head. So they'll set this up on top of their head and look around the room at everybody's pups. And I go, wow, look how different all of those pups look. And here's some examples of pups that the children drew. And these were all drawn on the second day of school. So here, this is what my pup looked like when I drew it. Here's what some preschoolers' pups that were sent to me looked like. And here's what some of my kindergartners' pups looked like. And you can see here they wrote the pup. And every one of them is very individual. And it's like somehow they breathe life into their drawings that I can't put into mine. Picasso was quoted as saying that as a child he drew like an adult, but it took his whole life to be able to learn to draw like a child. And here's some more pups. We're going to be drawing a pop, so we'll call our dad a pop, and here's some pictures of their pops. So you can see these turn out to be really nice. Now, before drawing the pup, if we access our prior knowledge and read some books about pup, this is a great one to read because Dr. Seuss's easiest book is Hop on Pop, and here it begins with Up Pup. And here's an entire Dr. Seuss book on the great day for up, so he knew what a powerful word that was. And here's an old book that we can read that's one of the classic old golden books, The Pokey Little Puppy. Thank you for joining me for this lesson. In our next lesson, what we're going to do is we're going to take that word pup and we're going to place it into a pattern song so that we can go from the part, which is our word pup, to the whole, which is a complete verse for one of our pattern songs. So thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next session.